The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 166 of your daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Bicycle Canadian Tire 100 Years Playing Cards. So, with no further ado, let's take a look and see what we get. Here we have the Bicycle 100 Years of Canadian Tire Playing Cards here, in the standard glossy finish tuck box here. It has a white tuck box here with some gray accents here, with the bicycle trusted since 1885 here in that gray colorway. You got the Canadian Tire logo here with 100 and then playing cards down here in French and English. So this is the French English tuck box here, and it says Canadian Tire down here in the red font here. And if you're unaware of what Canadian Tire is, it's a store down here in Canada here that has that sells a bunch of stuff. I'm pretty sure they started as a tire shop, hence the name Canadian Tire. So they mostly sold tires when they first started, I think. I'm not entirely sure. But they sell a bunch of various items like tools or household items or gardening tools and stuff like that. So now onto the side of the tuck box, which says Air Cushion Finish, the Canadian Tire logo, and also there in French. Other side says Air Cushion Finish again, the Canadian Tire logo, and made in the USA. On the bottom, you got a corporate information and the recycling logo. On the back, a little bit of sneak peek of the back design and the 10 of diamonds here. And it says celebrating 100 years in English and French there. And you got some corporate information here, English and French. And these are from 2021. For the seal, you just got the standard black United States Playing Card Company seal with the white outline spade and the white border around that. On the top, you just got the Canadian Tire logo underneath of that seal. On the inner tuck flap here, you got some more corporate information there. On the inner tuck flaps, you just got that glossy white finish there. If we take the cards out of the box, on the inside of the tuck box here, it's just plain white. Nothing too crazy going on inside there. Now that we took a look at the tuck box, time to take a look at the cards. And first we'll start with that back design. Here we have a mirrored back design here with the standard white border going around. Here we have a gray bicycle back here, or similar bicycle design here. I guess it's pretty much the bicycle back, just in gray here. And then still has that circle design there in the middle, but it has the Canadian Tire logo with that 100 logo there. And there's a mirrored back design, so I can flip the cards over, and it's the same design in both directions here. And now for the cards you get with the deck, you will start with the Jokers here. You get pretty much two identical Jokers here. For the design, the colorways, you got one red Joker and one black Joker here. So they're identical Jokers. And then you got the Canadian Tire kind of mascot guy. Because if you went to the store and actually bought stuff, if you spent so much money, you would get physical money called Canadian Tire money. And they would come in different quantities, different prices. It would be all in cents. What if you spent enough money, you would get a dollar or $2, or you get a 5 cent, a 10 cent, a 20 cent. They'd all be different colors, and they would have this guy on it, for a little picture of the money on it. And then you got the Canadian Tire logo there in each corner there. And then you got a Canadian Tire trivia card. If you want to read that, you can pause and read. And then the other side has it in French. And then for the last extra card here, you got a card of all the different logos. So you got the logos from 1931, 1940, 1950, 1960, 1967, and currently the newest one from 2021 there. And the only one that doesn't have the Canadian Tire font and logo, the words on it. And now for the custom Ace of Spades here, you got the new Canadian Tire logo with the 100 there, and then the rest of the ace is the same. And then the rest of the cards in the deck are pretty standard here. You got the standard spades. Then we get to the core cards here, the Jack, Queen, and King of Spades here. Standard core card, standard faces here. Just in that multicolored red colorway there. So it's in the red colorway with dark reds and lighter reds there. And then for the custom Ace of Diamonds here, just got a different Canadian Tire logo here. And then for the rest of the diamonds, they're just standard diamonds. And then for the court cards again, there's standard court cards, standard faces, standard design, just in that red and dark red and light red colorway there. Same thing with the clubs here, standard clubs. And the court cards here, Jack, Queen, and King of clubs, just in that red colorway, the dark red and light red colorway there. And the rest of the clubs here are just standard. And then you got a different kind of colorway for the, not a different colorway, you just got a different Canadian Tire logo here for the Ace of Clubs. And lastly, the hearts here, Jack, Queen, and King of Hearts. And once again, standard court cards here, just in that dark red and light red colorway. And then the rest of the hearts here are just standard hearts. Then we get to the custom Ace of Hearts here, which is another variation of the Canadian Tire logo. And now that we took a look at all the cards, time to test the handling. And we already know how the handling is going to be, because it is a bicycle deck. But we still got to do the handling anyways. So first, we'll start with the springs. And one thing I noticed right off the bat with the springs, that the cards are definitely stiff. So if you get these right out of the box, these are still pretty new, but they're pretty stiff. There's definitely some stiffness to the cards. They're still pretty smooth for the springs themselves, but like to bend them, to get them into the springs, are pretty stiff here. But the more springs you do, the more like broken in they get, so the less stiff they'll be, the more you spring them. But other than that, they're still pretty smooth. Now onto the fans. As you can see, they spread nice and evenly here. You can see most of the numbers and pips here. There's no stickiness or clumpiness to the cards. They're nice and consistent and smooth. Now time for the Pharaoh. A pretty smooth Pharaoh there, no issues there. And they're interlocked and weaved flawlessly there. Now time for a giant fan of the back design. And there's one card in here I forgot to show you the back of, but we'll look at that towards the end. Now time for that reverse Pharaoh. And the reverse Pharaoh was just as smooth, and then interlocked and weaved pretty flawlessly there. Now time for a giant fan of the faces. Now time for the riffle shuffle or bridge shuffle. And you definitely got some stiff riffle shuffles here when you're trying to like bend the cards to get them to riffle together. It definitely is like a thicker stock. But they're not too bad. They're not like overly clumpy or anything like that, which is nice. And they feel relatively smooth here. Not like 100% smooth, but the more you riffle them, the more they break in and feel smooth, but they still feel pretty smooth here. So the riffle shuffles are pretty smooth here. No real issues there, other than that the cards are a little bit thick when you go to bend them here like this. A little bit stiffer there. Now time for a few packet cuts. Well, the handling here feels pretty smooth for the packet cuts here. They didn't really feel like they're going to slide out of your hand too much. But they're still a new deck of cards, so anything could happen. Oh, and here, I guess, since it showed up on top, we'll talk about it now. The back of the card of the with all the different logos here, it shows a picture of the, I'm gonna guess, the first ever Canadian Tire here from back in the day, from when they started 100 years ago. But now, time for the one-handed cut or Australia cut. Now time for the dribble. You got that nice clickiness to the dribble here, because it is a thicker stock here. Well, there's no issues with the dribbles. They're nice and smooth here. And they're satisfying just to dribble them here. Now time for the spread fan. And lastly, spread the cards on the table. Well, a pretty unique custom bicycle deck here. A pretty standard like deck of cards throughout. You got the slightly custom back design here with the Canadian Tire logo and the 100 logo there. Then you got the standard faces like I said. The unique thing is you got the slightly custom core cards with the all red colorway there. And then you got the custom aces here with all like with 4 different Canadian Tire logos within the within the aces there. So overall, not a bad deck here. Now if you're into custom bicycle decks, it's a unique one to pick up here. I'm not sure if it's a Canada exclusive deck only or not. I would assume because it's a Canadian like store, but you might find them other places in the world. But other than that, the handling is fantastic here. There's no issues that I found with the handling other than that the cards are a little bit stiff here. So they're slightly stiff, but other than that, they handle pretty fantastic here. Everything's pretty smooth here. No stickiness or clumpiness to them really, other than the stiffness to them. But there's, you gotta break them in, so you gotta use them a little bit. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 166 of a daily deck review. This has been the Bicycle 100 Years of Canadian Tire playing cards here. And I'm the Canadian Card Collector, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.